Toygan Izim is the honored artist of the Republic of Kazakhstan, Ph.D. and professor. At the age of 17, she performed her first dance and kept admiring the audience for 27 years. Today, Toygan Izim works at the Kazakh National Academy of Choreography, where she shares her invaluable experience and rich knowledge with young people. What is the core of the Kazakh national dance? What principle of movements it has?
Actually, all national dances imply elements of hand movement and rotation of the hands. The Uyghurs, the Uzbeks, the Spaniards have such elements. The Kazakh dance begins with the rotation of the hands and ends with exactly the same movements. In general, the Moscow choreographer Olga Vsevolodovna Galushkevich did a very good job of staging our dance folklore. It was in the 70s when the stage flourished. If you remember, everyone wanted to be like the Beatles. People tried to imitate them not only externally but creatively. At that time, vocal and instrumental ensembles appeared throughout Kazakhstan, precisely in 19 regions. But one of those who began to mix the stage with folklore, a person who presented Asian musical instruments on the stages, was Bulat Sarıbayev. Then the Sherter ensemble was created at the Torgay Regional Philharmonic at the initiative of our esteemed Ozbek Ali Zhonibekov. And he invited both Bulat Sarıbayev and the talented craftsman for making folk instruments, Orazgazı Bisinbayev. This ensemble and its repertoire should have been different, and the choreography should have been special. I then just graduated. Olga Galushkevich collected the national choreographic elements and created a dance, while now the cues of Sugur Aliyev were not performed. And now I remember how we found the record of Sugur Aliyev, transferred his melody to national instruments, and first entered the stage. But we already understood then, no matter how beautiful the dance was, there should always be some kind of plot. That is the content. And that's why we brought torstuk, traditional bottle of kumis, to the stage with us. I danced with it on my shoulder. With one hand I held it and made movements with the other hand. And then I came up with a movement that repeated the outlines of the Kazakh ornament. And with my feet, I painted the muse ornament, sheep's horn. And so I danced. At the same time, Sandinu element began to revive. It shows all the grace of the female body in motion. And this movement was shown to Olga Galushkevich. She, of course, did not invent anything, but she collected various elements of the national dance and created beautiful compositions from them. Sandinu is a very beautiful movement, like a wave that starts from the hands, smoothly passes to the waist, and at this time, the dancer tilts to the floor, showing all the beauty, grace, flexibility of the female body. These elements are very common in Kazakh dances.
The Kazakh people are very talented. Our rich creative heritage includes numerous songs and cues, but few dance folklore. The young generation should fix it. Mukhtar Awazov, writer. Which of the national women's dances would you highlight?
Talking about women's national dance, I want to note Shara Jinkulova, because the stage dance began with her. Wave-like movements with both hands and bokıldak dance were first performed by her. Hands can move either forward, sideways, or upward. All this is shown in the dance bokıldak.
былқылдақ деген өзінің билеген биі. Соның жазбасынан алып мен осы Шарапаның 100 жылдығында
We held a competition dedicated to the 100th anniversary of Sharazinkulova, and I taught this dance to one girl from the Moscow Philharmonic. She performed it for the audience.
Филармониясының бишісіне қалпына келтіріп қойып бердім. Соғыз сол биді билеп берді.
Sharazinkulova also performed Ayjanqız dance. We carefully preserve all this. Every movement should not be changed.
Кетпесінші деп жанымыз салып сақтап жүрген Айжанқыз деген биі бар.
Which of the national dances is the most popular among the people?
Қамажайды атаймын мен. Себебі біз өзіміз қамажайды биледік.
I think this is Kamajai because we all danced it. One is spinning, sitting down and starting to comb hair, getting up, spinning again, and looking in the mirror.
Барлығы енді ол біздің балалық, бізге ешкім қойған жоқ оны. Былай биледі, былай биледі.
This dance is from childhood. Nobody taught it us, but we danced it.
Соны қамажайды осы уақытқа дейін солай билейді.
We have a young choreographer, Almat Shamshiyev, who stages very interesting dances, so he also put Kamajai for the State Dance Theater, NAS.
Жігіт мемлекеттік NAS би театрына қойған. Сондай би бар.
What other elements are inherent in our dance?
In men's dances, this of course is an imitation of horse riding. There are many varieties: a jump in place, in motion, or in a pair, when two people are dancing. When any of these elements is shown in the dance, it really does look like the artist is riding a horse. Dauren Abirov is the person who greatly contributed to the development of men's dance and to the fact that this art has survived to this day. National artist Aubakir Ismailov helped him in this deal, showing what other dances the Kazakhs had.
Нандай қазақта билер болған деген әңгіме айтқан Аубакир Исмаилов деген халық суретшісі.
I danced his beautiful dance Kuzbeka Daopas, training the eagle to hunt.
Болды біздің заманымыз. Ол кісінің Құсбегі Дауылпаз деген биін биледі мен. Жаңа жас бүркітті үйрету, аңға үйрету.
Since ancient times, if someone played dombra, he passed the skill to both son and grandson. But there was no particular interest in dancing. Aubakir Ismailov, his father and grandfather danced, and since childhood, he was surrounded by masters of folk man's dance. Thanks to him, this choreography was preserved.
Сурет жеңіп кеткен, соғысының арқасында көптеген жігіттердің қимылдары енді.
The movement, behavior, customs and traditions of the great steppe inhabitants have suitable elements for the national dance. Ilyas Omarov, statesman and public figure. Some researchers say that we did not have men's dance. Others argue that, on the contrary, only men used to dance among Kazakhs. Where is the truth?
I also study the art of dance, and I can say that there is no reliable evidence that in ancient times there were any dancers. Traces of women in the dance began to appear only when the stage performance began to develop, starting from Sharazinkulova. Before that, girls did not dance either in the theatrical art or in the first dance club in Semipalatinsk, but there were only men. For example, Zaurbek Shashubayev, Zhenizbek Zholdinov. Basically, men had circus-like movements in the dance. There was a dance Nasibay Shi, which won first place at the all-union competition.
Циркке тән әрекеттер болған. Насыбай Ши деген би болған. Ол неде бүкіл одақтық байқауда бірінші орын алған би. Енді соның бәрін бір уақытта білесіз ба, бізде ойбай қазақта би болмаған.
You know, at some time there was even such talk that the Kazakhs did not have dances. But how did the dance appear in humanity? In ancient Greece there was a dance, praise of the god of Dionysus, which means a dance of praise. We take a basket, collect grapes, crash it, and show the process of making wine. These are movements. Dance is a movement. Kazakhs also lived. Their life, their worldview, their harmony with nature is a big philosophy. As I said above, there is a dance with the golden eagle, Kuzbek-Dalpas, and many others. Having all this, it's inappropriate to say that the Kazakhs did not have dances.
Соның барлығы бола тұра, қазақта би болмады деген ол енді дұрыс емес дүние. Қазір одан бетін қайтардық, былайша айтқанда, қазақша айтқанда. Оның беті қайтты.
How many men's dances have come down to our time?
Of course, there are a lot. Kuzbek-Dalpas, the so-called a dance of joints. Now there are even stage variations of joint dances.
Dance of the joints in the modern Zhorga, isn't it?
Yes, people call it Zhorga. On the stage, we call it the dance of the joints.
People argued about this dance, whether it was ours or not. What is your verdict on this?
Actually, this is a Kazakh dance. In 1987, Ozbekali Zhenebekov invited two ordinary guys from the state farms of the Narenkol district to Almaty, a machine operator and a livestock breeder.
Нағыз қазақ өнерінің жанашыры, қазақтың жанашыры, сол кісінің тікелей араласуымен Нарынқол ауданының бір сол кездегі совхоз дейміз ғой, шаруашылық бір кеңшарынан алып.
One of them played dombra and the other performed a dance of joints, then vice versa.
Шаруа жігіттер соларды алып келіп, домбыраны ойнатып, екіншісі билеп, сосын ауыз.
Ozbekali Zhenebekov shot this process and kept the record in the state archive. Now we have this record. This dance has always been with people.
Өзбекәлі ағамыз салып қойды. Ол бар бізде. Ол мына халықтың арасында болған би.
Let's interrupt our conversation to watch a short story about you. Toygan Izim began to make her first steps to the big stage from the October Regional Philharmonic. In 1971, such youth pop ensembles as Gaku and Tolgai Awenderi were created. Toygan Izim also became part of the latest ensemble. Later, on the basis of this creative team, the folklore ethnographic ensemble Sherter was created, which later became known throughout the Union.
In the Altanai ensemble, Toygan Izim and Hussein Makhan always danced as solo performers with their program. We always admired them. Toygan Izim gave us a great experience in the Altanai ensemble. Thanks to this experience, we came to the capital and created a dance group Nas with its own unique style.
Toygan Izim set forth her thoughts about the past and present of Kazakh dance in her book. In this work, she carries out a detailed analysis of the formation and prospects for the further development of the state dance ensembles Saltanat and Altinay. In addition to scientific work, Toygan Izim is engaged in teaching activities.
Toygan Izim has her own way of teaching Kazakh national dances. According to this method, national dance elements and movements are intertwined with Kazakh traditions and customs, life and history. This is her feature. In addition, Toygan Izim is one of the first to start researching local choreography in the Kazakh language.
We have no solo dancers. Dancers appear only against the background of the singers. Of course, this is very beautiful and necessary. But why did it happen that at some point we lost a solo dance?
This is one of the questions that really excites me and upsets me. Last year, I had a concert. I gathered solo dancers from all over Kazakhstan. At this concert, young artists performed solo dances. Although the concert was in my honor, participants performed dances not only from my repertoire. Young people generally danced what they wanted. It was not necessary to dance only Kazakh dances. The dancers performed solo and in pair. In fact, when I hear a question that you just asked me, or when I ask myself about it, I begin to feel shame and I even get scared. In former times, there were solo performers in all regional philharmonic societies, but now only ensembles remain there. There are choreographers that stage solo dances, but to some extent, it's much more difficult to prepare just one person than 16 dancers at once. The time spent is equal. Both works cost money. It's necessary to sew costumes, to find people who would assist, and the advertising campaign is also necessary. Now management is very important. Perhaps the absence of a good promotion of solo performances is one of the reasons why these dancers disappeared from the scene. I was also a solo artist. There were such dancers as Aygul Tativa, Gulnar Pshenbaeva. They were strong in terms of dance technique and acting, and they were the favorites of the public.
The formation of the dance language is a very complex and long process. It is the fruit of the research of many artists. Nikolai Yeleash, ballet critic. What is the situation with couple dance today?
In general, there were no couple dances in Asia anywhere else. They were only among the Kazakh people. This is due to the fact that among our people, girls were never forced to cover their faces and didn't infringe on their rights. And now often even little girls wear shawls. In my case, my mother did not allow me to wear a scarf. She said that I would still have time to cover head while married. And when I became a daughter-in-law, my maternal grandmother came and said, "Put on your handkerchief and close your legs." At that time, I was already a distinguished artist. Then I was offended by my grandmother saying, "Why did you come to me to say this?" But when I became a daughter-in-law, I did not become worse from the fact that I covered my head and legs. I was a respected daughter-in-law, see? That is why Kazakh women who were not covered performed couple dances. For example, Sara Tastanbek Kızı participated in itis without covering her face. Dina Nurpisova also played dombra, and when she became daughter-in-law, she was already a famous queue performer. She did not abandon her dombra after marriage. I explain all this to show that Kazakhs had a correct understanding of art, a love of art and respect. Otherwise, people could forbid, Daughter-in-law, hang up your don't burn, forget about it. But wherever she went, people listened to her with love. All this ultimately led to the fact that couple dances appeared on the Kazakh stage. From ancient times, Kazakhs did not infringe on women's rights. For example, if you remember the dance Kelinshek, it shows a good relationship between the husband's relatives and daughter-in-law. After all, Kazakhs joked, even wisely, that there were no mockery in jokes between the relatives of the husband and daughter-in-law. There was no hidden meaning, they joked for good, and it all resulted in a beautiful stage dance with a deep meaning called Kelinshek. Therefore, I can firmly say that Kazakhs had couple dances.
Сондықтан жұптық би Қазақта болған.
Is there a dance language? Can the dance convey a certain meaning?
Драма актерларында подтекст деген сөз бар, иә?
Dramatic actors have a concept of subtext, the meaning of the words. For example, when I teach children and put on a production, I ask, what is it talking about? What does this movement say? If it doesn't, but what does it mean? That is, each movement has its own meaning. From beginning to an end, the dance have a language.
Басынан аяғына дейін биді әуел сөйлеп аламыз. Сондықтан міндетті түрде билердің сюжеттік желісі болады, міндетті түрде.
Therefore, the dance must have a storyline, talking about stories. I remember a dance, Жестернак. I once danced it. There is a myth. A beautiful girl turns into a terrible demon.
Әдемі сұлу қызың Жестернакқа айналып кеткен. Ол түнде жолаушыларды қорқытады.
At night, it scares travelers, and during the day, she appears in different places. But at the same time, in the depth of her soul, she did not lose her human qualities. Sometimes she turned into a fierce creature, sometimes she became a destructive storm or an all-consuming flame. This Жестернак dance is one of the dances that have existed for a very long time.
Сол Жестернак биі о заманнан келе жатқан билердің бірі.
I know its story. As I said, this dance was performed with the cue of Kızılmoyun Kuandık. This cue touches the soul of a person. When I performed this dance, I couldn't stop crying. This is about hopelessness. She could turn into a storm, a fire, but in the end, nothing helped her. It's all about powerlessness. In the end, she returns to her haven and disappears.
Шарасыз, ол ештеңе істей алмайды. Ол дауыл да болып көрді, ол қорқытып та көрді, от та болып жанып көрді. Бірақ ақыр аяғында шарасыз.
This is the strength and power of Kyu. The dance was reborn from the unusually strong symbiosis of Kyu and dance.
Ата күйдің құдіреті. Күйдің құдіреті. Күй менен би қимылдарының сәйкестігі туғады.
Initially, epic, music, dance, song and cue were together in the form of syncretism. Kuraybegan Zhubanov, scientist. Is it necessary to adapt Kazakh folk dances to the standards of contemporary art?
It's necessary to change because we can't stand still. The world is changing. In the 70s, I put on stage folklore dances, and subsequently we created the Altanai Dance Ensemble. That was in 1985. Then our goal was to introduce Kazakh folk dances to the people, and thank God everyone is dancing now. Today's youth modernizes movements. You can diversify 3 or 4 movements. Even one movement can somehow be changed. For example, the movement of a wave. How can it be diversified? Move your hand in one direction and other this way. you can get different variations of one movement. Altanay Ensemble showed many modernized movements on stage, and modern youth today create a lot of beautiful dances. But they did not come up with anything supernatural. They simply transform and improve existing movements, taking into account their creative fantasies, put these dances on the stage in a new format.
Thank you for the interview.
Thank you too.